This is part 2 of me in my home in Panama City, Florida, trying to be able to get sleep on November 4th, 2014. The cops were more interested in finding out, tracing my phone number to find out my phone number, which is nowhere listed in the phone book right there. They were more interested in finding my phone number. God knows what kind of stuff they went through. God knows what kind of lies that they did to get my phone number. Instead of getting these boom car punks that are going up and down the street that are destroying Americans' rights to be able to live in peace. So anyway, this is part 2.
Did you know that they use radar detectors? These boom car punks have radar detectors in their vehicle so that they can take and detect a car along a police car way off. You know about radar detectors in cars, right? Am I correct on that?
Yes, sir.
And they use that to detect you. The speed detectors. So therefore, when you turn them off, they can't detect you. And I don't know why you don't take an arrest. Summer Sound, all these people that got these booms, car shocks, FX audio, I don't know why you don't arrest them under American enemy. Seems to me like no matter how many statutes I look up, as of November 4th, 2014, I have called so many calls. Why don't you review all the calls? Put them dispatchers under perjury under 837 of the Florida statute. How about you standing up for the home owner, the home renter, the home dweller? I'm not rich enough to be able to live in a gated community where I can be away from these boom car punks. How about you doing an interrogation? Why don't you listen to all the tapes, all the way back of all the times, as much as I have tried my best, suffering bad in my home. 4 o'clock in the morning, the drug dealers will be coming back from Spinnaker and La Villa. I see the same cars going up and down the road. I'm sure you know what a pattern is, right? Okay. Now, I want to know, am I going to be thrown in jail when I walk out the door because all I try to do is defend my home? And will you review them tapes and listen to all of them about where I've been very, very polite? How would you feel if there was an emergency and you had Amanda or Samantha hang up on you? How many other people had she hung up on? Why don't you check that out? I'll help you with this investigation, and we'll find out why this Amanda and Samantha hung up on me. Dude, every time I hear a law-breaking boom car, do I have a right to call or not?
Yes, sir, but we're going to need the information on where it's headed and where you're looking at.
It's very simple.
It is very simple. Going east-west, there's probably a minute me now. That might give us a whole lot to go on.
Well, and even if I give where I'm at and I talk to the cop, okay? How does he find that boom car by talking to me? How does he find them?
Listen.
That's right. But they can very easily put up a dragnet. They could have somebody by a video camera out there by a trolley, nowhere near their cop car, and they can get every one of these punks going up and down the road. I never thought I'd see the day that all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to live in my home in peace, and I have cops that want to take and throw me in jail. What's more sacred than your home? I know why cops leave their cars out on the side of the road where people can see them, because you don't hear the boom cars. Because when the boom cars see your car, and you know what's really idiotic about the cops? Them stupid idiots. There was a McDaniel, the wife, I think it was Johnny McDaniel, I think it was murdered because his car was out there, and my heart goes out for any police officer that is falling down. Okay? You tell me the reason why you got your cop cars out in the front of the road if it ain't something to where you got a crime-free bubble. Boom cars, they ain't gonna boom their car near your house. Now, does that mean I have a right to take and put a police car out there in front of my place and look like a cop so I don't have to worry about them boom cars robbing me right to sleep? Do I have a right to do that? They call it...
Everybody has the right
first of all, 943 is Florida Department of Law Enforcement standards. Am I correct on that? Yeah, that's right. Why don't you look in your manual under there where it says that any citizen has a right to be able to live in peace in their home. Why don't you look under legal guidelines, United States Code Title 18, 241, 242. When cops aid and abet a criminal enterprise, they can go to jail 10 years, 10 years, and $10,000 fine. Not only that, when they do racketeering, 895 of the Florida statute, that's a minimum of 30 years in prison. But you see, I never see the courts. I've spent almost a year in jail one time looking to get my jury trial. No, the public pretenders, no, they protect the dirty cops. I've been robbed of so many jury trials. What? Why don't you review? Why don't? Okay, first of all, number one, how am I supposed to know your inside infrastructure on government? I don't know what a deputy chief is. All I know to do is say, let me talk to your superior. And then they hang up on me. So I guess it's okay for Samantha or Amanda to hang up on people. I wonder how many other people she's hung up on. There was something in the news recently. And you tell me why they can take over the phone. They can have me arrested. But I can't have these boom cars arrested. They can do a verbal command over the phone. They can have two clown cops come out here and intimidate me. And hey, we don't care about them boom cars using intimidation techniques and interruption techniques on me and everything like that. I want them to sign my oath of arrest and prosecution that I created. Why don't you go to jimbikeman PDF? Okay, look it up. I created something. They go take away my freedom, I'll take away their freedom. Their freedom's on the line too. You think it's right because I'm calling up the cops begging for my right to live in peace? You think it's right for them to try to take my freedom away? So let me ask you something. Now, am I subject to being arrested because I talked to you in good faith? You asked me to give you a call at 872-7203. I think. Pardon me?
No, you're not subject to being arrested for calling me.
No, am I going to be arrested now because I'm afraid to walk out my door now.
I just told you you're not in any trouble for calling me. I asked you to call me.
I want to know.
Conversation. Me and you have never met too many times. But I've spoken to you several times over the years that I've worked with this agency, and I've never had any moments stopping.
I'm the type of person that I've had I'll use the term an ungrateful bitch. They call the cops. I hate cops. I said, hey, bitch, not to you. You understand what I'm saying? I said, you ungrateful bitch, did you ever think about the number of times that your car broke down and you successfully got home? Did you ever think about the number of times that you came from a bar drunk and you wasn't raped there because there was the presence of cops, the deterrent factor of cops? Oh, I didn't know about that. You ever think about the number of times that you walked down the road and you ran out of gas, and if it wasn't for the deterrent factor of the cops, that you might be raped and kidnapped? No, what I'm saying is I want you to review every one of them tapes. I want you to put everyone, first of all, before you review the tapes, put every one of the dispatchers under perjury. Why don't you let me interrogate them? How about that? I guarantee you I'll get a confession out of them. Just review them tapes. I hope that you will look at it, look through their eyes, look through my eyes. But now I'm afraid of it.
What to happen, you will have to file a complaint with the department.
And you know what? Yeah, and you know what? I'm afraid to go down to the cop shop down there. And you know what's really amazing? You all got posters and your bumper stickers and notices, pamphlets in your cop shop there that says, move over, it's the law. You've got an actual pamphlet, brochure that I got from the cop shop on 15th Street in Panama City, Florida. Now I want to know why it is I go to the Panama City cop shop there. How long you been with Panama City Police?
6 years.
Okay, then how many times have you heard them boom cars going up and down the road?
I've been here my entire life. I hear them all the time.
That's right, and why'd you arrest every one of them?
It's not an arrestable offense.
You swear under oath of perjury on this? Okay, you're saying this under oath of perjury right now. That's 837 of the Florida statute. That's 5 years in prison. Okay.
I'm not saying anything under oath of perjury.
Well, let's put it this way. Anytime...
Conversation and
let me explain something to you. My friend, let me explain to you the felonies. Let me explain the felonies. Let me explain the felonies. Let me educate you, please. No, don't interrupt me. Let me educate you the felonies in these boom cars. 8016 interference with emergency vehicles, okay? 874 is criminal gang signaling instrumentality. Now you can arrest them under 3015 of the Florida statute. You can arrest them under 3015 of Florida statutes. So you've heard these boom cars and you haven't even arrested not one yet? You haven't taken away their vehicle under 932 contraband? I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Facts. These are the felonies of these boom car punks. You'll notice that when I asked him, he admitted, Detective Johnson of Panama City Police Department admitted that, oh, I hear these boom cars every day. So, when I said, why haven't you arrested them? You'll notice he didn't want to answer that question because he knew I knew what the hell I was talking about. And that he knows that he can go to jail for a long time for aiding and abetting or protecting or ignoring these boom cars, these American enemies. And I tried to educate him. Notice how the cops use techniques of interrupting you, trying to throw you offline, saying stuff like, well, you know, this is the wrong subject. You're off subject now. They use techniques of interruption. I wonder if they practice these techniques on purpose to enrage innocent citizens who are only trying to be able to live in peace in their home. This has been going on for many, many years in Panama City, Florida. No matter how many statutes that I have, the felonies of these boom car punks, just off the top of my head, is 80610 is interference with emergency vehicles, 874 is criminal gang signaling instrumentalities, 893 is a drug addiction that they get off the boom base on there. Then we've got 3015 of Florida statutes where it's the duty of the cops to arrest these punks, which is called breach of the peace. And then 316 3045 of the Florida statutes, it is the vehicle can only, that's under the vehicle traffic code. Maximum those vehicles can be heard is 25 feet away. Some of them you can hear like a half a mile down the road. Now when they break into your home, that's called 81002 of the Florida statutes, with the concussion of their speakers. A person doesn't necessarily have to break into your home. They can do it through throwing a rock through a window. They can do it through the concussion of the speakers. And these people, they're not doing it by accident. They know exactly what they got. On top of that, the cops, they like these boom cars because they know it's going to cause unrest of the general population. So they can wrongfully arrest many people because they just wanted to stick up for their rights to live in peace. So actually the boom cars are actually partners in crime with the cops. And I'll guarantee you when the boom cars are no longer allowed to thump their base, crime is going to go way down.